Do you ever wonder why you react a certain way? Well, that's your moon. Your moon sign remembers what your mind forgot. And just like the North in Game of Thrones, the moon remembers. In evolutionary astrology, the moon sign reveals much more than how you feel. It represents the emotional body, the inner instinctive self that has been shaped over many past lives. This is your soul's core emotional conditioning, the foundation it brings into this life. The moon shows what feels safe, what feels known, what feels like home, even if it's not healthy. Now, the moon reflects the emotional imprint of prior lifetimes. It's the soul's instinctive way of reacting, and this is reaction to threats, to love, to loss, to life. These reactions are not always conscious, but they are deeply familiar. And the moon, it answers a few things. What emotional energy have I brought into this life? What kind of emotional environment feels normal to me, even if normal is dysfunctional? What security strategies does my soul default to? And the moon is not always nourishing. While the moon sign often feels like a safe space, it can also be a prison of emotional habit. It's where we hide. It's where we regress. Where we soothe ourselves with patterns that may no longer serve our evolution. The moon is where we go to feel safe. But evolution doesn't happen in safety zones. It happens when we become aware of the pattern and then we choose something new, something different, something we haven't done before. Now, to read your moon in an evolutionary astrology chart, you want to look at the sign. This is going to show you the style of emotional memory and the security strategies around that. Then you want to look at the house that it's in. This is where you express and repeat that emotional pattern. And then look at the aspects, especially to Pluto or the nodes in the moon and also to the sun. These show where conflicts or support exist between the soul and the emotional ego. And I'll give you an example. A moon in Capricorn may default to emotional self-control, to stoicism, or maybe performance as a survival strategy. And it may fear vulnerability or see nurturing as weakness, because in a past life, expressing emotion may have led to punishment or exile or failure. Now, let's talk a little bit about the moon versus the sun. In evolutionary astrology, the moon represents the past. This is the pre-conscious ego. And the sun is the evolving identity, the future self you're growing into. Most people live from their moon until they begin conscious evolution. That's why your moon sign may feel more true than your sun, because it's your baseline. But your baseline is not your destiny. Now, how do you work with your moon? Well, you want to feel it, but you don't want to let it drive you. You want to observe your emotional reflexes, especially when you're under stress. And then ultimately what you want to do is heal the past, but don't build your life around it. Use your moon as a foundation, but rise with your sun. The moon, it's really an essential part of your own personal astrology. It tells you where the soul has been, where your soul has been. But your evolution begins when you stop living in your emotional reflex and you start living from conscious intention. Now, your moon sign, it's your soul's emotional echo. It's the karmic rhythm beneath your reactions. And when you stop running from it or drowning in it, you can finally feel your way into who you came here to be. So I'd like to know, what is your moon sign and what emotional pattern do you always come back to, even when you know better? Drop it in the comments and tell me, is your moon comfort, chaos, control, or is it something else entirely? Let's together talk about emotional karma, past life patterns, and soul healing. And also tag a friend. Anybody you know whose reactions run deeper than logic. Because again, the moon remembers. Thank you so much for watching. Sat Nam.